Jeff, we're in West Baltimore, not far from the B&O Museum and Camden Yards, actually Pigtown in Baltimore City. And we're at the Montclair Mansion House. With me is Jane Walterek, the curator, director, and she's going to give us a tour.
Welcome.
Tell me a little bit about the history of this place.
The history of the property starts with the Carroll family. Dr. Carroll, who builds the property, he leaves it to his son, Charles Carroll, the barrister, who builds Montclair Mansion as we know it today. It was built in 1760 as a summer home. It was a plantation, but he also had other industries besides the wheat fields. He had iron ore and grist mills.
And the style of the construction?
The house is Georgian. It was originally a five-part Georgian mansion, so it had the main block as well as wings that stretched out on either end. So you had the symmetry of architecture on the outside.
And Carroll, of course, is a familiar name in Maryland.
Carroll is a very familiar name, lots and lots of Carrolls. This is Charles Carroll, the barrister. This is the Protestant side of the family, as we refer to it. He marries his second cousin, Margaret Tillman, and they live here at Mount Clare as a summer residence. As the Revolution approaches, they begin to use it as a year-round residence.
Tell me a little bit about this room first.
This is the parlor, and in the parlor we have many of the Carroll artifacts. We have a tremendous collection of Carroll belongings of the three generations that lived here at Mount Clare.
As we go through the house, what about some of the other rooms?
Some of the other rooms, we have an absolutely beautiful dining room. That's my favorite, where we have lots of beautiful china, Chinese export that belong to the Carrolls and purchased actually off the docks in Annapolis.
And upstairs, the bedrooms, describe them.
The bedrooms, we have the master and mistress of the house. We have a bedroom interpreted for the barrister's period of time up to 1783. And Margaret's room is a little bit later in period and style, and of course decorated more to a lady's liking. It was also a Civil War camp, so we'd have Civil War activities, usually in the fall, to recognize that. The property is also would not have been possible without an enormous enslaved population. The Carrolls and Tillmans were slave owners, slave holders, and we also recognize that through the tour, through various documentation, and we actually give African American tours of the property in the summer.
Jane Walterek at the Mount Clare Museum and Museum House.
Mount Clare Museum House.
Jeff, back to you in the studio.